to Backyard Blooms. In today's video, we're going to talk about these fall containers. I'm going to tell you all the plants that we bought and filled in these two containers here and a few on the porch. And look at this gorgeous landscape here, you guys. So I developed a quilt technique with these flowers, so I'm excited to tell you about that. Let me turn the camera around and show you all these gorgeous flowers. So these are my fall containers. I got a couple of heirloom pumpkins just to give it a little bit of show off for fall. So I'm in the very front of the house. You can see my door there, my side landscape. But I have two containers that you hardly ever get to see because they usually get covered up with summer annuals, aka the potato vine. So anyways, I think I've got a couple of spillers here that are not going to take over my container, and I think I'm going to be really happy with it. So I have some wire vine here that's kind of spilling over. This purple fountain grass right here, I think I'm about ready to get my very first plume. So I'm excited about getting some plumes. Yep, see, look, they're coming, you guys. So I don't have a tag for this, but it kind of came in the container. So I did buy this at Home Depot. You could see the tag, the logo there. But this is a perennial grass, so I guess I can plant this out into the landscape again. I did not realize purple fountain grass was a perennial. I thought it was not. Well, anyways, it's exciting for me. And anyways, like I said, this is called purple fountain grass. This gets 36 to 40 inches tall. And there is the gorgeous fountain grass right there. And then look at this lovely color right here. Look at the texture of the celosia right here. And it came in this container right here. And it's just called celosia. It's an annual. It gets 12 inches tall, so I don't think it's going to get any taller than this. I believe the celosia right here does not drop a lot of seed like the other one does. I'm hoping that it doesn't anyways. I do see some seeds. Never mind. So, you know, like, I feel like since I've been planting celosia, the seeds just come up everywhere, which I don't think I would mind for this one. It's a gorgeous plant. And then I do have some Dusty Miller that I have left over from this right here. So I threw a couple of them in there. These pansies right here are called Matrix Beaconsfield right there. And then, oops, and then the wire vine is right here. I talked about this in my video yesterday, sun to part shade as well. I'm not sure, I think this one will winter over really good. Tiny dark glossy green leaves on wiry stems make the plant stand out. It says it makes a perfect filling between paving stones. So I guess this is something that you could walk onto, which is exciting. And then I have some heuchera in here. Look, you guys, look at this crazy snails still. Look, I do not know where they come from. I've got them all over the place. I just planted this up, you guys. So yeah, that's what I have in here. I have the wire vine, I have pansies, celosia, purple fountain grass, and then this heuchera, which I was trying to find, oops, the tag, and I cannot find. But that's what I have in that container. And then this container right here, I'm really loving right now. Let me see, the tags are over here on the other side. Let me come over here. So I have the same pansies that are in here, the same Matrix Beaconsfield. And then I talked about this plant yesterday, about the red veined sorrel, which is right here. This one will eventually get 36 inches tall, so it will make a good statement. I love the green with the red veining in that. And it's also called Rumex right here. If you guys planted this, like, let me know in comments. It's my first time planting this plant. And then for some accent, we have the icicles right here. This one's just an annual that I just learned. It has annual on the back somewhere. that I read it was an annual. Where did I read? Well, I read that it was an annual somewhere. I thought I did. No, I don't see it. Well, however, curious to see if this plant will winter over and come back next year. And then this heuchera I really do like. It's called Corabel's Lime Marmalade. Part shade to shade, which is fine. I do get more sun up here, more in the summertime than I do the wintertime. So this plant's going to do really well here until I transplant it later on in life. But let me tell you about the heuchera because I didn't have this in my other containers. Takes part shade to shade. It only gets 10 to 16 inches tall. Hardiness zone 4 to 9. It doesn't really say much about the description of this plant right here other than it's bright and cherry and I love it. And look, it's got like pinkish reddish stalks on it too, which makes it even more lovely. So that's what these two containers are looking like. And then I got the heirloom pumpkins. I did have a white one and it already rotted for whatever reason. I think when I took the stalk off, I got down into the pumpkin too much and it just got gnats and rot all over it. So now that I'm done with describing these plants, I can get this and take it out. You can see I have a little bit of clippings here from my boxwoods. My husband trimmed that for me, so they look really nice. I like this area because I like a formal look. I'm not gonna lie to you, especially for the very front. I love the structure of my boxwoods. These are sprinter boxwoods, and you can keep them anywhere from 2 to 4 feet. I like to keep them right at my knee level, which is about 2 feet. And then the boxwoods are gorgeous too, the spiral boxwoods. And look at this gorgeous color on my Japanese maple. Isn't that pretty? I like it a little bit more contained, but I hate to cut off this gorgeous red foliage on it, so we're gonna leave that. But a gorgeous specimen tree for your very front porch. And then these definitely make a statement too, the spiral boxwoods. And then this got cut back because it all fell over from one of the storms we had, and I cut it all the way back and it is completely regrown. You can see some of the stalks that I had cut back here. Let's see, you always can like take these off and deadhead them. I do have a really pretty bloom over here. Let me show you. There we go. I mean, I've seen prettier than that. I've definitely seen prettier than that. But just to kind of show you, and look, I got the armyworm on there, you guys. That's what an armyworm looks like. Like I did treat the grass, but I'm still getting them here, gross, on my flowers. All right. And something's still kind of eating on them too, probably these worms. My white petunias still look gorgeous. I wish they had really did well in here, but the pink cashmere completely smothered them, and I pulled the pink cashmere up, and I have a lot more on the side that I would like to replant. But look at my quilt design, you guys. So I'm not gonna lie to you, I dreamt about this during the middle of the night. That's where my crazy mind goes, you guys, when it comes to plants. So we went to one of the arboretums in Ashville, and I really have no idea how that arboretum's faring right now after the Hurricane Helene came through there, but I hope and pray that it didn't destroy that arboretum because it was gorgeous. But they had like a great big patch of area. I just have a small patch here, but they had like planted up different plants and made it look like a quilt. So that's all you got to do is just come up with a design and repeat it. So what I did right here, you could see that I have the Dusty Miller. I just have 2 plants, and then I have the Penny Clear Yellow because I like how bright and cherry this yellow is from the road. And I'll stand at the road and I'll just show you like how it stands out. But what I did is I made like a V design with my Dusty Miller, and then I filled in the middle with these are violas, not pansies, with these gorgeous violas. So I did 1, 2, and then 3 with the violas. And then I repeated it. So I got another repeat of the Dusty Miller as a V, filled in the middle. And then I repeated this over here and here. So I have 4 of them in this area. Now, if I didn't have that, I would have probably put another V there. This is not going to be there in the wintertime, but this is not going to be knocked out until it gets a hard frost. These right here in my zone will last all the way till next year until they get until we get a heat wave. Probably, I'm going to say into the 80 degrees next year. They do not like the heat, but they will do really well here in my winters. Look. Oh, I'm going to have to spray. Look, y'all. They said the armyworms are really, really bad this year. Even though I've already put down on the grass. Yuck, yuck, yuck. So this is what my display looks like from the sidewalk. And like I say, it just gives you that big bright of color. And as soon as it fills in and this whole area starts to grow and really fill in that middle, it's just going to be so bright and so cheery. And the contrast between the Dusty Millers and these pansies are gorgeous. Gorgeous. Now, pansies and violas are very similar. Pansies have smaller little blooms, but more blooms than pansies do. And pansies have bigger blooms. Like, let me show you. These are violas, small blooms, but more. And these are pansies, bigger blooms, but less of them, if that makes any sense. So I'm loving this area. This is the first time that I did like a pattern. And oh, my tulip bulbs just came in, and I'm kind of cutting back on my tulip bulbs, but I ordered 1,000 of the Jack and Jill, and I'll show you pictures. But when I do get them and when I plant them, after I put them in the refrigerator for my cold period, I'll put some right here, and then of course these pumpkins are going to be gone, and I'll fill in this whole area into the V and back, and then I'll come down, come into the V and back and around, and just so on and so on to finish out my pattern. So that will fill out in the next spring too. And those bulbs for my tulips are gorgeous. And I'll share what those look like. I just got them from the mail today. So I had some extra, so I planted some of the pansies there. And then here, I have a few different things. I still have that same water vine, and this is the Ms. America mustard. I keep calling it kale. Ms. America mustard. And then I have this gorgeous lemon cypress tree too here. Now, I've not had great luck with these cypress, so we'll see. This is called Cypress Gold Crest, and it's known for its foliage too. It says full sun, partial shade, water regularly, fertilize every now and then, prune to maintain dwarf habit and to promote new growth. Lemon scented, and it must be kept frost free. So that might be where my problem was, because, and I'm not even sure here, I think even underneath this porch, I might have to set this container back a little bit further. Did not realize it said to keep frost free. So maybe that's why I have not had good luck with that. But I love the contrast with the Ms. America mustard with this lemon cypress. Very beautiful. And then coming over here, I repeated that same heuchera, which is the lime marmalade heuchera, still more pansies, and this I thought was really unique. This is called variegated creeping fig. Takes medium light, It says, creeping stems of thin heart-shaped variegated leaves. Feed once every month during growing season. So I'm really excited about this plant too. Look how pretty that is. Beautiful. And then this grass right here. I like to add grasses for height. And this one is kind of cool because it's called Twisted Arrows. Sun to part shade, 18 to 36 inches tall. Let's see what it says on the back. Juncus blue arrows, twisted arrows. Superb foliage plants provide structural form and stunning color contrast. Very dramatic when contrasted with bright colors. And of course, it's grown for its foliage. And let me see. Most of these are standing up straight, but do you see how this one is curved right here? So I like that it has both. Kind of cool, huh? Very cool. And it's different. And of course, like stuff like this adds different texture and different foliage, different contrast. Really liking that plant right there. And I've shown this to you before, just adding some different pillows onto your, like I've got rocking chairs on here on mine, but just adding different pillows for fall just makes it a great look, along with, I got those last year at Target. So that combination right there just brings a little bit more color to your front porch. Just to let you know, my husband added the pre-emergent to our warm weather grass. You can add that till October 15th for the warm weathered grass. And I'll show you that product. It's Anderson pre-emergent. Look how gorgeous this is. So we're going to open the garage and I'm going to show you what my tulips look like. So these are what the tulips look like that came from Color Blends. Last year I ordered a whole bunch of tulips, but this year I only got 1,000 of the Jackson Jills. And these are going to be orange and bright pink. So I had these maybe 2 years ago on the side and I loved them. So I'll show you a picture up of what Jackson Jills looks like. And I've got to get all of these tulips in the refrigerator, and I have to give them a cold period for 10 weeks in the refrigerator. So we do have an outdoor refrigerator, and this is where I'm gonna store everything. I'm just gonna have to find some room in there amongst everything. But those are where they're gonna be stored for 10 weeks. All right, guys, I hope that gave you some ideas and inspiration for your fall planting. I am going to be really, really excited about my quilt planting right here in the front of the garden. So I'm excited about that. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.